Yeah, so I mentioned to you in an earlier video that I was going to do my work on this in September. We're now in the first day of September, and I've had a good look at it. And truthfully, it's got new buds. It's got shoots down here, but it's not thriving. It was in a really bad way, and to be fair, you know, there may still be some problems. So what I want to do is basically de-stress it. So I'm going to take all the wire off now. I'm going to leave it somewhere where it can get all the things it does need, and I'm going to ignore it for at least another year. It's the only Japanese white pine that I've got in my collection. It's, as you know, it's pretty well the first tree I bought that I paid money for. So I'm going to make sure, I mean, there's definitely health in there, but I'm not going to do anything to it at all this year. I think sometimes you've got to be strong enough when you're not sure to just say, let's let it go for a while. You know, we are only talking 18 months ago when I was convinced it was on death's door. You know, it's come through this far. It should be all right, but you know, there's a little bit of yellowing on the needles. And you know, if I'm honest, last year or 18 months ago when it was looking not too well, it had the same sort of yellowing on some of the needles. So I'm going to take the wire off. You don't really need to see that, but so for anyone who was hoping that I was going to do a little bit of selection and things like that, I'm sorry. I didn't get, to be honest, the reason why is I just didn't get the sort of positive reaction I was hoping for, and though it definitely, the candles came out and it showed that sense of desire for life and everything, it's not what I call, it's still not 100% healthy. I want to do a lot more reading on it. I mean, I'm happy with how I work it, but I want to just double check that, you know, there isn't anything else. I'll just, yeah, old needles might remove. The old needles should fall off, the 3-year-old needles. They can just be carefully removed. And again, some of this yellowing will be because of that. They're the 3-year-old needles coming off. But we've got some old. Look here, even here, there is a little bud there. There's 2 buds on the end there, so I think the tree wants to do something. So I'm gonna leave it alone, and I'm gonna let nature do exactly what it wants to do with it. There's no hurry, and I think sometimes we can be in quite a hurry to get things going, and you know, part of me was probably a little bit influenced by my desire to get some new content out on YouTube, which is completely and utterly the wrong reason for doing anything with bonsai. So I'm sorry to those who were hoping I was going to produce something this year, but hopefully what I'll be able to do is present something to you much better, with a much healthier and fitter tree next year. So what I was talking about when I say about at this stage you could do some pruning is what you're looking for is inside the branch. Now, so if we look up here, you know, we've got good growth here, but you may think, you may actually be looking at saying, well, actually I've got these ones here, I've got 2 growing up on the inside here, and if I had another one here, like here, if you look there, just there, I've got a little bud. Now I might want to think on a rebuild that actually I'll take those off. So I'd cut those off, and the whole idea is that relying as this being the new growth. The same, so you look around and you've got, and where you've got lots of the little buds, you want them to get a lot bigger. So So that's just a sort of example of the pruning you could be doing now. Where you want to cut back, it's like here, only got 2 on it, got 2 on it, got nothing growing. I've got a little bud, little bud there. If I keep these on it, then that may well grow. And it's the same, I've got quite a few of those little buds around the tree. So I need those little buds to be a lot bigger before I'm ready to actually reduce back to them. So hopefully that's an idea of the sort of pruning you might be doing about now. If you've got good back budding that have strong growth, lots of needles, then you can cut back to them. Anyway, get you back to wherever we were in the video. Obviously with this in mind, my intention to get it back into a nicer pot was there. I was thinking about that, but truthfully I think this was really a case where I was rushing it. So I'll continue to take the wire off this, but from Xavier down the bottom of the garden now into September, and definitely now you'll be looking at footage from now on that has already been prepared over the last few weeks. And if you're in this fair country or in equivalent zone temperature zones, then probably the work I'm doing is past its sell by date. But if you're not, and if you're in Australia and you're not watching Sam, then this stuff, well actually no, it's the wrong side, it'd be spring, wouldn't it? You know, I'm half wet. Okay, and if you are watching this, I bet you right now I'm enjoying the cold wintry winds of Stronsay and reducing the size of the island. So from all you happy bonsaiers, looking forward to going into autumn when we're going to start doing some work on our deciduous. I'll say God bless, farewell, cheers.